Hey, what's good, comic fans? This is Confire Comics, and we're bringing you our top 3 of the week. This is a weekly video series where we bring you our personal top picks of the week. I'm Confire Rich.
And I'm Confire Nate. And the 3 comics we're going to talk about this week is Justice League 45, Darth Vader number 11, and Shattered Empire number 4, the finale of the 4-part series, which we are excited to talk about. But let's start off talking about Justice League 45. Richie, what'd you think?
Man, I thought it was dope. I mean, you know how excited I got when Batman went all, demonic or whatever, turning into that dude in the chair. And then we see Superman, and now we see the Flash. And so much stuff went down. I had a hard time keeping up.
It got there for a minute when it was like every other scene. It was like the new god of power, the new god of death, the new god. I was just like, dude, everybody's being a god. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got to be a god. I mean, some people got left out, but I mean, it was just, it happened so fast. It's like, the god of power, is Superman, and then you got the god of knowledge, which is Batman, and then the god of death. And then, who was it? The Shazam was the god of gods. I mean, dude, they're just like throwing out titles. I'm like,
even Luther went the god of apocalypse.
Yeah, I know, man, dude. When that happened, I was just like, oh man, like I didn't know this was getting to this point, but man, it was crazy. I was just like, as soon as Apocalypse died. As soon as Darkseid died, it was like, oh yeah. Everybody's getting God powers. It's like he died and everything.
It's like he took his powers and just split it to everybody. I don't know. It was weird, but
it was weird.
It's tight.
It was exciting though. It's a good read. I'm wondering what they're gonna do. I thought it was interesting towards the end there. If you read that, they're gonna actually have one shots for like all these different characters. Like there's gonna be a Batman, and then there's gonna be a Flash, and then they're all gonna be like. It's going to show you what they're doing, I guess, with their powers basically now. Yeah. And then it's going to come back for the next one. And I'm like, man, I don't normally read those one-shots, but I might read these. These look interesting.
Yeah, no, I think those would be very interesting to kind of see what happens. So it kind of explained to me what exactly happened. So he died, but he died because the Anti-Monitor had an ability that only he knew about, and then obviously the Amazonians knew about it because they was waiting on Darkseid to call down this dark racer or whatever.
Yeah, and then
he
basically used it. He basically turned it against him, and used it, and it latched onto the Flash, and now the Flash is the god of death, and Apocalypse is dead. Darkseid is dead. I can't. Darkseid, God.
Well, and I guess you still had Darkseid's people there. Like his son is still there, and the rest of his cronies are there because they're like, you kind of still got to deal with us, right? Like,
yeah. They turned around and they were right there. Like, well, we're.
We're still here to fight.
Yeah, they're still there to fight. But at this point, we got 30 gods running around. One of them just be like, "Pow."
No, that's what I was thinking.
I'm
like,
just waiting for one of them.
I want to see
like,
that.
Nah, we're not dealing with you right now. Whoosh.
I want to see that. I want to see one of them. And Superman, I don't know which one did Superman start beating up Lex Luthor in. As I read both of them back to back, so it's running together to me.
It was both of them really. This one right here. He just, he's beating the crap out of Luthor, and then he's like leaves. And then that was an interesting part. They were like, oh, there's a prophecy. There's one that's going to come. The one they actually, the person is supposed to be Superman. When they talked about all these things, like, well, that's Superman. And Luthor's like, yeah, that's me.
That's me.
And so how he survived it, I don't know. Because, come on. He should have been able to. But
she was like, "Oh, if you're the one we seek, you'll survive. If not, you'll die." And I was like, "Well, he's about to die because he's not Superman and he can't handle his power." But somehow he did. Comic book logic, I guess.
Yeah, again, it's Luthor's a bad guy. He's been playing this good guy role for a while now. Man, he's a bad guy. We all know he's a bad guy.
Now he's apparent that he is again a bad guy. But does that mean these other guys are bad guy? Like, is the Flash a bad guy? Is Shazam now going to be a bad guy?
I don't know.
Superman, like, I'm curious.
Well,
like
Flash,
I like that they have
off,
these.
Like Flash is having like a split personality conversation with himself. He's like, no, and then Death's telling him yes, and all this kind of stuff going on. So there's obviously some type of conflict there. I don't know. I mean,
Batman's the only one that Batman and Superman are the only two that's embracing this new power. Like they ain't fighting nothing. Batman's like, it's time to go to Gotham and be the Batman that Gotham deserves.
And and Superman. I mean, dude, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're all crazy, and it's kind of neat. I like it.
Yep.
But
all right, let's talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, let's talk about Vader number 11. What did you think about this one, Richard?
Let's see. I read so many Star Wars this morning. It was good. I had one scene that I really liked.
Just so people know, Richie was in Vegas, so he's having to get caught up on all this stuff. So
yeah, it was a continuation of more of what we had. Nothing really crazy happened. There was a scene that I really liked where he controlled that blast. Darth Vader's cold. I mean, it showed how cold Darth Vader is, though. They went to this planet. They're getting the knowledge. They now find out where Luke is, right? This chick finds out where he is. She's dipping. Vader and his dude, which this dude is getting on my nerves. You know, I like it that he's in a comic, but I'm ready.
Like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, he's doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because it's like watching, it's almost like a comedy and like watching not getting caught. So, like, every step is like Vader trying to get a little bit further away, and this guy's like right there.
Yeah, he's
like,
vicious.
I found him. Oh, and he's just like, okay, good. You know, and you don't see his emotion, but you got to know behind the Vader's like rolling his eyes, like, man, come on.
Yep, it's like he's getting aggravated, like he's a pesky little fly, but he don't know how to. He just can't kill him. And I thought when he went down and the battle broke out that he was about to get him killed. And I'm like, oh, we're about to be the end of it, but no, he was deflecting that bullet to kill the guy who was about to spill all that knowledge. What I thought was cool. It was just kind of like Vader's just kind of like, whoop.
Yeah.
Take that blast right there.
That guy's like, oh, what an unlucky shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know how much. I'm wondering if this guy is on to Vader. That's my thought. I'm wondering if this guy has if he's on to Vader and he's just letting it play out. I mean, Vader was willing to go as far as to kill the girl who's been doing all that to end this.
He was about to jack her up.
He was like, I'm about, I mean, that was it. And she played her card, hey, listen, I know this information. And Vader's like, fine, and then, Vader pulls the stuff down on him and gets up and it's like, oh, they escaped. It was a trap. He's like, of course it was a trap. There's always a trap. So eventually this is going to come to a big hit, and they're building it up. It's almost funny. It's like watching a heist that went wrong, comedy, like police. Yeah. But the guy on the police is the robber, and it plays out really interesting. I like it. I mean, it's just a fun side, and I always loved them the way they do Vader. The complete lack of emotion, but can be told literally in the shot that they take. You could see, the look on his face, even though you can't see it, it, and that's one of the favorite things I love about this comic.
Well, they still got her blocked. I mean, they put a blockade up, and she's not getting through that, or at least they didn't show her getting through that.
I don't know what's going to happen next, but
there was a part I liked with the two droids. Man, that is straight up evil C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Obviously they're the same type of mechs or whatever, but at the end, like towards the end when they're like gambling, and evil C-3PO's like about to kill him. He's about to shake his hand and probably shock him or something, and then it all breaks loose. And you can tell he's all like, "Oh, he really deserves to be." And not R2-D2, but the evil counterpart.
Yeah, he blows him away.
Just blast him.
The whole fight,
just like R2-D2, like he doesn't waste time. Like C-3PO, like is always trying to like rationalize stuff. R2's just taking action. Well, this evil R2 was just like blasted this guy, and everybody's like, they're shooting at us, and like started this war. Like I was cracking up.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny to see the evil versions of them. It's really interesting.
I thought it was cool. I'm ready for this to progress a little bit more. Like I know this is Vader and him going back and forth. I'm tired of him playing cat and mouse with this dude. I'm ready for this dude to be moving out. And if he's going to go after Luke, let's see that again. All right, we've had enough comics of him stealing and setting up his bounty hunters and getting money and whatever. Get rid of this Inspector dude. And let's go after Luke, and let's see that happen. That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, me too.
But other than that, pretty good. Not as good as what we're about to talk about, but pretty good.
The finale. What we've been waiting to talk about for the whole time. Shattered Empire, number 4, the last in the 4-part series leading up to The Force Awakens, which is coming out really soon. We're so freaking crazily hyped. Rich, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, why the F is this comic ending right now? That's all I want to say. But I loved everything about it. You know, again, this is all uncharted territory. You know, that means something, right? The stuff about Darth Vader finding us, and that's just, they're interesting, you know, reads and stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's how we found it out. This, everything is significant to me because we're getting glimpses of what the future holds.
Right. And I mean, you can't expect a lot from them, man. They know what they're doing. The marketing team behind this giant conglomerate of Star Wars future is they deserve an award. You know, if there's an award in how to slowly tease people to the point they're literally buying tickets 2 months in advance and selling out theaters for everywhere, okay? They have done this. Yeah. This right here told you just a little bit, and that was it. And then we're like, that's it, we're done. They could run this comic. They could run this comic all the way up into the movie, but they literally just gave you enough for you to sit there and be like, oh, crap, I know something else new. How does that fit into everything else I know? I mean, they are giving us a puzzle piece at a time to a 3,000-piece puzzle piece. We have 5 or 6 pieces now. We're trying to figure it out.
Do you know what is what was awesome about this? Is like, for all those you know, if you're Star Wars fans at all whatsoever, you see the poster, right? First question, where's Luke? He's not even on the daggone poster. The very last trailer they drop, where's Luke? They don't show Luke. Maybe that's Luke's hand touching R2 with the robot hand. We don't know.
I mean, you would
bottom line is so, we don't see Luke, right? And so everybody's like, "Where's he at? What's he doing?" And then you guess what we get to see in this? Luke. I know it's a different time period, but still, Luke's there, all cloaked out and black.
Up to this point, the beginning of it showed Luke, the very first comic, but all it was showing was what we already knew. You know, him escaping from the Death Star. We knew about that.
Yeah, that's it. We don't know what he's been up to. Right. We have no idea what he's been up to. And this is several months after that. What did they say? 3 months or 6 months?
Yeah, I think it was 3 months after
anyway,
the battle.
It's a couple months. It doesn't matter. Luke pops up. He's all like cloaked. R2's walking around. He was like, I need a pilot, blah, blah, blah. By the way, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm like, yeah, it's Luke. Yeah, you're going to fly with them. And she's like, everybody knows who you are, Commander. So they fly out. And, you know, Luke is just... This is the Luke we all wanted to see, right? He's not a Jedi in training anymore. Dude's a Jedi master. Dude running stuff now. Yeah. And so he flies in, and he's just like, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. And he's like, the Force will guide me. He's totally calm. They walk in. They spring a trap, they spring a trap on him. And then when they say, like, when they drop what it is, right? When they're in there, and he's like, these 2 twigs. And he's like, those are the last remains of the tree that grew in the center of the temple, of the Jedi temple, and the Force is with them.
Here's me.
Yeah.
Brain explodes. I was just like, my God, now we actually have something to go on. Okay? Everything up to that point, I was like, and then it got to that, and I'm like, something. You know, like that was it. Yes. Everything else was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, okay, I now got my puzzle piece. Let's see if it fits with my other 3. Okay, that's what it was. That was a puzzle piece. Now we know there's 2, okay? And he thought there was only 1. How did it end? He said, 1 is already spoken for. Oh, what the heck does that mean? Another question without an answer. Assuming he's taking it somewhere. Where is he taking it? We don't know. The other one, he gives it to Poe Dameron's mom and dad. And where do they go? They go somewhere and they plant it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They're going to live right there. Before we get to that, but hold on, before we even get to that, let me talk about Luke real quick and how bad he was when he was fighting these people. Dude was just jacking people up everywhere. They had a minigun out. He's using the Force. He's just jacking. I want to see that on a film. Dang it! I don't want to read it in a comic book. I want to see that in more detail because he was just like jacking people up. Takes out the minigun. They throw bombs at him.
He stops them.
Luke killed these people.
Yeah,
that's not Jedi. Ish, right? I mean, I guess they do when they're in war or something. But he had no qualm.
I mean, it's...
They threw some bombs at him. This cat, like, he could have done anything. Man, they threw some bombs at him. He could have, like, created a divert. He could have done some other stuff. Luke was just like, that was probably your last mistake. Boom! You're dead. And he turns, he's like, let's roll. I'm like...
It was definitely a more exciting...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I was down
version of Luke.
Okay. So now with the tree. He's taking one. We don't know. Like, this tree, by George, we will see this tree in The Force Awakens.
There's got to be something about the stupid tree.
They didn't put it in there for no reason. We're going to see that tree. Some speculations are that Luke has gone after, in The Force Awakens, he's been gone. It's even rumored that he might have started the Jedi Temple again and might be taking on people to train, or maybe he's just learning more. I don't know. But wherever he's at, I have a feeling that tree is at too. So if he did start a new Jedi Temple, that's where he took the tree. I'm assuming when he say this tree is spoken for by me, I am the last Jedi. Like I am the Jedi. This tree is mine.
Yeah.
But then he gives one to Poe Dameron's parents, and that's where they're going to raise Poe, their family.
All of a
they're
sudden,
going to go with
Poe
this tree.
Dameron goes from being, not that he's not a main character. Okay, let's put it to you like that. Like, he is a main character. But all we've seen in this thing is focused on Rey and John Boyega's character. What's his character?
Oh, Finn.
Finn, sorry. Okay. So all you see is Rey, Finn, and then the other people. You see bits and pieces of Poe Dameron. He's flying, blah, blah, blah. He's doing all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But now you're like, oh, wait a minute. His parents had a magical force tree growing in his backyard.
He grew up with a Jedi tree. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that does.
I don't know if it's going to give you lightsaber fruit. I don't know what this tree is going to do. It might drop off little Yoda balls or something. I don't know what it's going to do. But that's interesting. That leads
maybe it helps give him clarity. Maybe that helps with his piloting skills. Maybe it does nothing for him. I don't know. I think it's awesome that they talk about old Jedi stuff and a piece of course, like that. That's just awesome to me. And now you got Poe Dameron's parents with this tree, and I'm ticked that this is the last one. We got 2 months, man. They could drop 2 more comics, but anyway, they ended with that. It was a good top 3 this week. Every comic we read was pretty good, and we enjoyed it. Again, it was Shattered Empire number 4, Vader number 11, Justice League number 45. Let us know what you think. Get in the conversation. I'm dying to know, man, what do y'all think about this tree? That's what I want to talk about. Y'all can talk about Justice League if you want. Nate to field those questions. I want to talk about Star Wars. So if you got any questions, man, get down there and let us know. Till next time, people, we out.
See ya.